Men may spurn our appeal, reject our message, oppose our arguments, and despise our person, but they are helpless against our prayers.
Prayers! Praise! Say it out! Declares! Haya kutomakataya! Maliko tumasinde likatobaya!
Welcome to the Wonders of Prayer with Reverend Dr. Moses Aransula, President, Getsimani Prayer Ministries International and National Director, Nigeria Praise, who as a minister primarily called of God to be a revivalist, teacher, and an intercessor, has ministered in at least 5 of the 6 continents of the world. Now, it is your turn for a turnaround.
Welcome to this episode of the Wonders of Prayer Telecast program, coming to you from Getsimani Prayer Ministries, LA roundabout Ibadan. Trusting God to bless you, to lift you up, to impart your prayer life, and to cause a revolution of prayer in your life, and visit every department of your life with His mighty blessings. God bless you as you call all the members of your household and listen.
The altar, the sacrifice, and the blessing. That's the message. The altar, the sacrifice, and the blessings. In every religion you find altars commonly used. In every nation of the world, ancient or modern, altars are still in vogue. Even those nations you call developed, there's a way they modernize the altars. But every nation of the world, they still consult altars. God is the originator of the first altar. But the devil has mastered it so much that it has become a potent weapon that people use all over the world, especially the occult, the diabolical people. They are very adept in it, and they're using it to a deadly effect to affect and afflict the men and women who are the custodians and the owners of the real altar, Christians. So tonight, we are looking at the Christian altar from the perspective of evil altars or general altars, so you can have an understanding. We are still teaching on prayer, but this is an upgraded version that you can understand, not just kneel down and pray, oh, my quiet time is okay, and all that. It goes beyond that in this present world. And sometimes the battle of life is a battle of altar versus altar. It's the strong altar that overruns the weak altar. So we are sharing on the altar, the sacrifice, and the blessing. Somehow, deities like to operate from altars. Gods, spirits. Only a few of them dwell in the plain or in the valley. But the bulk of spirits you have in the world and deities, they operate from the altar. And probably they got that from God himself as well. You will find in the book of Psalms, number 87, verses 1 and 2. One of the most long-standing altars of Jehovah, the temple of God in Jerusalem, which they call the Wailing Wall now. The relics of it is the Wailing Wall. Okay? Solomon built that altar on an ancient defunct altar. Abraham was to sacrifice Isaac on Mount Moriah. An altar was raised. He made a contact with God there. And then somehow as Jacob was fleeing from Canaan to Paddan-aram to take a sojourn there to escape from the vengeance of his brother Esau, he stumbled on an ancient altar raised by his father. It was an open heaven situation. And there he slept, gathered a few stones, put his head on them, and in night, that Genesis 28, there was this ladder touching the heavens and the base touching the earth, and angels trafficking on that ladder. And the heavens were open. On top of this was God, and God spoke to him. And the guy got up, he said, wow. He said, God is in this place, and I know it's not. This is certainly the house of God and the gate of heaven. That's very symbolic. He said the gate of heaven, the entry point of spirit to the earth. So he anointed the stones. He never knew that several years ago, his father Abraham, his grandfather, had raised an altar there, had opened the place for angelic traffic. And when David conducted a census not according to pattern, breaking several laws of God, because there are certain rituals you need to perform and all that before you conduct a census in Israel. He just went ahead, I want to know, and the commander of the army, Joab, protested. Why should you do this, okay? His word prevailed, and they numbered Israel, and the Bible says it was Satan that provoked him. So God sent Nathan to David to make a choice amongst three. Finally, he said, let me fall to the hands of God. And of course, God showed mercy. But in order to stem the tide of evil that was operating in the land, prevailing in the land, people would die. And there was an angel with a drawn sword in the realm of the spirit, poised to slaughter everybody in Jerusalem. And David appealed to God, Lord, mercy. And God said, okay, go and raise an altar in the threshing floor of Arana. That place happened to be the exact place where Abraham was to sacrifice Isaac. And God answered him by fire on that altar that he raised. He now said, this is going to be the house of God. We're going to build the temple here. And then they raised the temple that is still standing on that same place. You could see a transgenerational altar in operation. So deities like to stay particularly on mountain tops. You will find the Bible speaking of several mountains where people operate. You find a Mount Sinai, that was the operational base of Moses. You find a Mount Horeb, okay, the operational base. Then you find a Mount Carmel, operational base of Elijah. Are you with me? Then you find a Mount Olives, operational base of Jesus. All over. Then you find a Mount Zion. And of course, the Bible now says spiritually, with the house of prayer, the latter-day church, we are Mount Zion. Are you with me? Hebrews 20:24 said, he said, but you are come unto Mount Zion, okay, the city of the living God, the heavenly Jerusalem. So, mountain. Psalms 24, verse number 3, who shall ascend to the hill of the Lord, who shall dwell in his holy place. So, spiritually now, when you become a company of prayer warrior or a community of prayer people, God likens you to Mount Zion. He reckons you to be on the mountain top. Are you with me? So deities stay, as it were, on the mountain. So there is what we call the mountain altar, where spirits operate from. But now let me just lay this foundation for you to have an understanding. Exodus chapter number 20. Exodus 20. Now it has been that all along it has been a one-man show in divine communion with Israel. Only Moses, he comes around and says to Israel, Thus says the Lord. Next day, he comes and said, the Lord says this, the Lord says this, the Lord says this, the Lord commands, the Lord says, the Lord says. So at a time, the people got sick of him. They said, look, we are tired of, thus says the Lord, thus say. They said, this God is the God of our fathers. Are you the only one who can hear from God? Are you the only one who can see God? Now go back to that God and tell him, we also want to hear him. We also want to see him. Otherwise, enough of thus says the Lord. So Moses returned back to the Lord and said, your people want to see you. They want to hear you. And God said, fine, talk. All along, I've been wanting to have personal contact with the people. Now, preparation for my coming. Sanctify the people. Let them wash their clothes. Let the males not come near their wives. And for 3 days, keep on purifying them. Then make a perimeter fence around Mount Sinai. No man touches the fence. If it's an animal, it will be instantly electrocuted. If it's a man, so stay away from the fence, but let the people cluster around the mountain. Then on the 3rd day, I will come and they will hear me. So the people were prepared. It was a joyful, festive season. And everybody in their thousands clustered around the mountain. Then God began to show who he is. Or who he was. Verse 18, Genesis 20. Now you surely, God be the King of kings and the Lord of lords, operates as the governor of the nations, as the president of the universe. Presidents don't just appear suddenly. So before the arrival of God, he sent his heavenly protocols, protocol officers, protocol days. The mountain began to bellow fire, quake, earthquake, volcanic eruption. Mount Sinai began to tear apart, and then thunder and lightning. Then there was an overcast of dark cloud all over. I've been to Mount Sinai. It's a lofty, long, mountainous region, all right, spreading to miles. The whole mountain was quaking back and forth, and then rocks tearing apart. God hasn't shown up yet. Then there was this long thunder blast, and then lightning, sparks of lightning. Then there was trumpet sound of angels from heaven, and then fire was coming out of the rock, shooting into the heavens like the fire of a furnace. God has still not left his bedroom. So as of that time, they went to Moses. They say, Moses, if God is like this, enough. We have seen too much. You go there, tell God we don't want to see him again. Verse 18. And all the people saw the thunderings and the lightnings and the noise of the trumpet and the mountain smoking. And when the people saw it, they removed and stood afar off, and said to Moses, speak thou with us, and we will hear. But let not God speak with us, lest we die. And Moses said unto the people, fear not, for God is come to prove you, that his fear may be before your faces, that you see not. And Moses and the people stood afar off, and Moses drew near unto the thick darkness where God was. Then verse 22, and the Lord said unto Moses, thus shall you say unto the children of Israel, you are seen that I have talked with you from heaven. Now between verse 21, verse 22, we have all that God had to say to the assembly, like a town hall meeting, public concourse with the people, public discourse with the people, all the 10 commandments. There on the mountain, they were hearing God. I'm the Lord God of your fathers, who brought the articulately, clearly, they heard the voice of God booming from the heavens, and everybody stood trembling. All the 10 commandments, they heard loud and clear with understanding. So after the discussion, God said to Moses, tell them, you see that I talk with you from heaven. Okay? I decided not to appear in any form. You did not see my head, nor my feet, nor my eyes, nor my looks, nor my face, because I'm a spirit. But nevertheless, you heard my voice. And tell your people, because they are always decidedly bent on idolatry. Tomorrow somebody rises up and makes a caricature image and says, this is the God of Israel. His face looks like this. So God said, I hid my face. No one saw my face who didn't see my form. So nobody makes a replica of the God of Israel. In verse 23, ye shall not make with me gods of silver, neither shall you make unto you gods of gold. It now says, verse 24, an altar shalt thou make unto me, and thou shalt sacrifice thereon thy burnt offerings, thy peace offerings, thy sheep, and thy oxen in all places where I record my name, and I will come unto thee and what? And bless you. So God said, now you want to reenact the scenario of Mount Sinai, glorious sight. Glorious sight. You had the God of Israel speaking. You had fellowship with him. You had interaction with him. I'm sure you enjoyed it at a distance. Now, finally, we know this God is real. We now know this God is alive. So, okay. So, nobody comes here tomorrow and say, we want to see God again. Oh. Or you come to Mount Sinai, glory of Israel descend. You want to encounter you. Don't come here again. I'm just doing this as a final show. But in case anyone wants to see me and wants to sense my presence, this is what you must do. Raise an altar. Are you with me? At your family level, community level, and God told them how to raise the altar and place their sacrifice on the altar. And he says, look at what he said. God said, verse 24, an altar of earth shall thou make unto me, and put your sacrifices there, burnt offering, peace offering, your sheep and your oxen. Everywhere I take you, I record my name. And in verse 24, towards the end, he said, I will come unto what? Oh my God. I will do what? I will show up there. I will come unto thee at the altar, at your level, and I will bless you at the place of the altar. So God said, anyone who wants to see me precipitate my presence, raise an altar at whatever level, and there you will see me come down and bless you at the altar. This is the first time he's talking about the altar to the children of Israel. Are you with me? So this is where we have the concept of the altar. So, in other words, the altar attracts the divine. The altar brings the divine. Are you with me, somebody? He said, I will come there and do what? And bless you at the altar. So God blesses at the altar. Are you listening to me, somebody? But then we find the dynamics of the altar here. 5 steps you need to take note of. Number 1, God said raise altars. Somebody say altars. Number 2, an altar cannot be empty. Altars are designed to carry sacrifices. He says, so when you raise the altar, put and place upon the altar different sacrifices. Okay, we're going to talk about later on. Place them upon the altar. That's number 2. Number 3, it said, in all places where I record my name. In other words, everywhere I take you. All right, everywhere you are domiciled, let the altar of communion be raised. Let it be your corporate identity as a nation. Raise an altar everywhere I take you. That's 3. And then it says, I will come down to the altar place. The altar and the sacrifice will attract me. Are you with me? Then I'm not just coming as an onlooker. I will bless you at the altar. So, in other words, God blesses at the what? At the altar, if it carries a sacrifice. God blesses at the altar, provided there's a sacrifice on the altar. Are you listening to me, somebody? We see in Genesis chapter 8, the first altar in the Bible. After the ark rested on Mount Ararat, and Noah and his family and the animals came out of the ark safely, in appreciation of the preservation, he raised an altar and sacrificed on the altar, and then God showed up at the altar and blessed Noah and blessed all humanity. Genesis chapter 8 and verse number 20. And Noah built an altar unto the Lord, and took of every clean beast and every clean fowl, and offered burnt offering on the altar. And the Lord smelled a sweet savour. And the Lord said in his heart, I will not again smite the ground anymore for man's sake, for the imagination of man's heart is evil from his youth. Neither will I again smite anymore everything, every living as I've done. While the earth remaineth, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night shall not cease. Chapter 9 verse 1. And God blessed Noah and his sons, and said unto them, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth, as a result of the altar. God just smelled a sweet savor on the altar, what he had to offer, the sacrifice. And it blessed God. It pleased God. And the heart of God melted, the anger disappeared, the wrath against humanity disappeared instantly. And the Bible says, God said to him, say, so man can bless me like this. So man can minister to me like this. His heart mellowed down, and God said, not anymore. If man can do this, there will be many more Noahs upon the earth. Therefore, I will no longer smite the earth as I've done before. Are you with me? And then God began to rain blessings on Noah and the entire humanity. Why the hand remained? Seed time and other. And Noah began to say, am I sure that the flood waters will not overrun the earth again? And God said, to give you a double assurance, I give you a token. I put my rainbow in the cloud. Okay? Anytime you see an overcast, dark clouds, and fear grips you, not again. Flood is going to. He said, when you see the rainbow there, be assured that no matter how dark the clouds are, flood waters will not overrun the earth. And it has been like that since that time, as a result of the altar. The altar blesses God. The altar ministers to God. Are you with me? So that's the positive one. Now let's look at the negative altar, kind of. We look at 1 Samuel and chapter number 7. Israel and the Philistines were at war. And the Philistines, being very great, ferocious fighters who fought diabolically, did not know that there was a priest in the house on ground who understood the issue of altars. Samuel was on ground. Israel had been fighting, push me, I push you, outnumbered, outmaneuvered, outgunned, outweaponed by the Philistines. What do? And the Philistines had captured so many Israeli cities, okay, and taken over their territory. So finally, when the army couldn't handle it, they brought the priest prophet. Come and help us. And look at the response of Samuel. 1 Samuel chapter number 7. I read from verse 7. And when the Philistines heard that the children of Israel were gathered together to Mizpeh, the Lord of the Philistines went up against Israel. And when the children of Israel heard of it, they were afraid of the Philistines. And the children of Israel said to Samuel, cease not to cry unto the Lord our God for us, that he will save us out of the hands of the Philistines. And Samuel took what? A suckling lamb, raised an altar, and offered it as a burnt offering holy unto the Lord, and cried to the Lord at the altar. And the Lord heard him. And as Samuel was offering up the burnt offering, he was standing at the altar offering the sacrifice. The Philistines drew near to battle again Israel, but the Lord took over the battle. The deity of Israel kind of took over the battle as a response to the altar. Are you with me? And the Bible says, but the Lord thundered with a great thunder on that day upon the Philistines and discomfited them, and they were smitten before Israel. The altar handled that battle. The spirit in charge of Israel, the God Elohim, handled the battle because the altar invited him and brought God into the battle. Are you with me? May your altar bring God into your battle. Are you with me? The Bible says, after I raised the altar, the sacrifice began to go, and he said, oh thou God of Israel, seest thou what the enemy is doing to your people? Here is your sacrifice on the altar. And the Lord said, this altar is unto me. And then God took over the battle. He thundered. That's what all he needed to do. And the Bible said the Philistines were scattered. They never knew what afflicted them. Okay? And then verse 11, and the men of Israel went out of Mizpeh and pursued the Philistines and smote them until they came under Bethka. In order to ensure a continuous victory, Samuel did something, and Samuel took a stone, raised another altar, and this is a perpetual altar, and set it between Mizpeh and Shen, and gave it a name called Ebenezer. So we had an Ebenezer altar standing. Say, it hath told the Lord accept us. As a result of an existing ongoing altar, now Samuel said, I cannot always be at the battlefront. Okay? And the Philistines always come and come and come and come again. So he raised an altar, did something, and then gave it a name, an assignment. I go to bed, but altar handled the battle perpetually. Ebenezer altar. As a result of this Ebenezer altar, look at what happened. The Philistines were subdued. 1. They came no more to the coast of Israel. 2. And the hand of the Lord was against the Philistines all the days of Samuel.